Hi, this is Teddy Burris, your LinkedIn strategist and trainer. The conversation this morning is all about how to execute a LinkedIn page follower campaign. Pretty interesting little title. LinkedIn page follower campaign. Now, LinkedIn pages, many people, including myself, often call them LinkedIn company pages. LinkedIn's transitioning to the phrase LinkedIn pages. So LinkedIn pages are the branded side, the business side of LinkedIn. Less about human to human engagement, more about brand or business to the human content distribution, sharing, and engagement. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come up with a set of processes that help you build relevant followers to your page. Let's talk about what makes up the right followers, relevant followers to your company page. Well, it should be your target audience. These are the individuals who have a need to acquire, purchase, contract your products and services. Often someone in a specific role in specific types of companies. Could be their influencers. These are the people who know you and know them, know your target audience, and can introduce you to them based on the growing relationship between you and their influencers. Could be the actual consumers. So if your target audience brings you in to work with specific people in their organization, then it would be great for those consumers to understand a little bit more about your business, your products, your services, and what you could do for them. Could be business partners. Now, these are probably people who sell similar products and similar services, but not the same thing that you sell, and they work with the same target audience that you work with. Business partners could also be your vendors, your specific sources, people that you get your products from, and there's a growing relationship occurring between the two of you. Your target audience should also include your employees as well, specifically employees who are highly relevant, focused, and maybe engaging with your target audience, their influencers, the consumers, and your business partners. It could also be your tribe. These could be the folks in your own business, your personal peers, your personal friends who care about you and your business. You never know who they know that you should know. Now, once you get focused on your specific followers, now you can work on ways to create reach and get your company page content out in front of people so that you can generate followers. So here are a few ideas for growing your LinkedIn page following. First of all, you need to make sure that your content on your company page is highly relevant, targeted, useful to your target audience. It's really important. The majority of the content you put on your LinkedIn page should not be about your business, but it should be very clearly relevant, useful, honest, engaging for your target audience. If you go to this model of the majority of the content being highly useful to your target audience, then you'll basically get permission to every now and then drop a little content in there about you, your business, your products, your services, and what you bring to the table. It's really important to have that philosophy. I give it this 90-10 rule of all the content being all about useful and relevant to your target audience. I call that feeding the page. And you've got to do this in a consistent manner. Here's another idea. Share your LinkedIn page content across multiple online sites. Now, it has to be where your target audience hangs out or shows up. Can't just be everywhere for the sake of being everywhere. But the more your content is seen and discovered across different platforms, the more likely it'll bump into your target audience who may not be a follower yet. Now, just an FYI, two things. LinkedIn page content is fully public, and that means you can share it and it can be viewed anywhere without someone being logged into LinkedIn. Can't engage on it, but they can view it. And number two, you can't share your LinkedIn page content as an admin of the page. So you got to switch to view it as a member, and then you can share it from the page. You can always grab the URL, and no matter where you are, and then drop the URL in other places. And when you do share, the third tip in this area, when you do share it across multiple platforms, make sure you're always telling the viewer why you're sharing it. What's the benefit? What's the value to them? I often say, pick a piece of content that's fairly new, that's got some decent engagement. Decent could be relative. It could be, today you got a piece of content that had 5 likes. That's decent compared to the content before they got no likes. But take a piece of content and then go look for ways to share it on Facebook business pages, on Twitter, in your newsletter. You could share it on Quora, in a blog post, in a comment, in another relevant social post. You could find ways to put it in an email campaign, etc., etc., etc. Any way you can distribute it appropriately, focused on your target audience, would be what I would suggest here in this option of sharing your content across multiple sites. By the way, when someone sees this content in other places, including on LinkedIn, if they are not a follower of your page, then they will see the plus follow option in that post. So they have the ability to consume it, and then they have the ability to follow your page as well. They're actually encouraged to follow in the headline of the post because it'll have the plus follow in, I think it's upper right-hand corner. Here's another way to increase your relevant followers to your LinkedIn pages. And that is to invite your network to follow the page. Now, as an admin of the page, you have the ability to invite up to 100 LinkedIn members a month from your LinkedIn network to follow your page. So that would be worth doing if you, as a page admin, have people in your network who are highly relevant to this page content. So really encourage you to utilize these invites. You don't have to use all 100 every month, but you really do need to use these on a regular basis to invite the right people, not everybody, but invite the right people who are highly relevant to your content, or your content is highly relevant to them. Invite them to follow your page. Now here's a little twist on that idea. Because you have to be an admin to invite followers through the invite option that's on the admin toolbar or under the admin tools. You have to be an admin to use that. And it sends a pretty nice looking invite to follow the page. It says it's from you, inviting you to follow the page. Because you have to be an admin to do that, here's an idea. You could go to some of your business developers and you could invite them to be an admin of the page. Now, once they're an admin of the page, then they have access to that invite followers. So be very purposeful about this activity. Don't invite all the business developers to be admins and tell them to go at it. No, be strategic about this. First of all, invite one business developer a month, and then coach them through how to use this, so that they're very understanding and clear about how to use it and what the expectations are. Okay, so they only get 100 a month, so give one admin a month access to this, and tell them that you want them to do this in a very short time frame, maybe a week. It doesn't take that much time, and they don't need to invite all 100, but get them to invite as many as they can who, again, are highly relevant, or, say it the right way, Teddy, your content is highly relevant to them. And once they've done that invite campaign, then remove them as an admin of the page, because they don't need to be an admin of the page. That's not their job. But giving them that access lets them get to that feature of inviting their first degree network to follow the page. And after you do one business developer, then next month invite another business developer and repeat that as often as you can, appropriately. Here's another idea. Share the value, the potential, the benefit of your LinkedIn page content in other communications. What you could do is share the URL of the business page in stories that you write about your clients, about your clients' successes, about the areas of business you've been involved in and enjoyed, the business has been involved in and enjoyed. Share that LinkedIn page URL in those stories. Additionally, you could tell a story about a client on the company page, the LinkedIn page, and then share that URL to that specific story in a bigger article in your blog post or in your newsletter or any place that you can. Maybe the lower third of your videos. This is a little unique. This really falls back into the backlink functionality of SEO and of websites. And that is to share your LinkedIn page URL in blog post commenting. Often when you comment on blog posts, specifically public blog posts, they want to know your name and your email and your website URL. So you could share your LinkedIn page URL as that website URL, and that will help give that page more backlinks, and backlinks help promote SEO. SEO helps your page get found through search. A private pod is another way of generating eyeballs on your company page, your LinkedIn page post, and those eyeballs can increase followers. So a pod is basically a group of people who you've invited in and ask them when they're alerted, typically via email or some other messaging, about a new post on a page. You invite them to go engage on that post, comment on that post, like that post, maybe share the post. I don't encourage sharing, but maybe share the post. But a comment or a comment reply from someone in your pod could help your LinkedIn page post get more eyeballs. And the more engagement you create, not just comments, but comments and replies and likes, the more engagement you can get on that post, again, the more LinkedIn's going to want to share it in the LinkedIn newsfeed to followers of that page, and that can create other opportunities for them to engage. When people engage on your company LinkedIn page posts, then it may show up in their newsfeed that they engaged on it. Again, to create the opportunity for more eyeballs. Another way to get more eyeballs on your LinkedIn page posts, which can generate followers, is to encourage people, your friends and your employees, and the people in your pod. If you create a pod, get them to tag other people, relevant people. Get them to tag other companies, relevant companies. It's that mentioning or /tagging that also amplifies the visibility of those posts, which again amplifies the opportunity for more followers. The last simple option I have is to mention your LinkedIn page post, your LinkedIn page URL, your LinkedIn page in general conversations. I encourage people on a regular basis to go look at Burris Consulting Inc. on LinkedIn. Go look at what I share. Look at the content I share. And if you like what I share, then do me a favor. Help yourself out as well. Follow the page. I never ask someone, would you do me a favor, go follow my page? Instead, what I do is I ask them, go look and see what I do on there. Go look at the content I share on there, the conversations I get into. And if you like what you see, follow the page and you'll get more. LinkedIn pages are a really useful tool in any market, any size business, any business type. In order to get value from your LinkedIn page, you've got to create followers. You've got to create meaningful, relevant followers. And the best way to do that is to feed your page really good content and then get people to discover your page using whatever tactic or process that you can come up with that works well. I'm Teddy Burris, your LinkedIn strategist and trainer, and I hope this set of ideas are helpful for you, your company, and your LinkedIn page.